Well, let's get into some New York Comic Con news, man. So I got a lot of different articles pulled up. Where do I want to start? Where do I want to start? Let's start with DC Vertigo. Dude, who's excited about this, guys? So DC Vertigo was rumored for a long time. I know that the nice house, not nice house. Yeah, Nice House by the Sea, right? So the sequel series, Nice House on the Lake, that was part of the DC Vertigo. So we knew that DC Vertigo was coming back. But at New York Comic Con, they announced a ton of different series. I think it was like 10 in total. Let's go through them, man. Nice House by the Sea. I was just talking about that. James Tiny the Fourth, Alvaro Martinez Bueno. Yeah, I've been reading that series. It's really good. You gotta read that first series first, or it's gonna be really confused. But yeah, Nice House by the Sea, excellent stuff there. Bleeding Hearts. Bleeding Hearts. So this is gonna be interesting. This is by Dennis Camp and Stepan Morian. Those are the guys who did. Wait, do I have it near me? Do I have it? No, I don't. Dude, actually, it's right there. Those are the guys that did 20th Century Men, I'm pretty sure, right? So let's see. Stepan Morian and Dennis Camp. So I'm excited about this duo. See what they're going to be doing with a DC Vertigo title. That should be pretty exciting, man. So Bleeding Hearts number one. We have End of Life number one. Kyle Starks and Steve Pugh. I think Steve Pugh did the series Peacemaker Tries Hard. I think he was the artist for that. I could be wrong, but look at this. Look at this cover here. We got a guy with a gun. He's got some sunglasses. He's got a cig hanging out of his mouth. That looks like a vibe, man. That looks like a vibe. So I'm into that. So yeah, so far 3 for 3 with the DC Vertigo. I'm excited about DC Vertigo, man. That should be fun. The Peril of the Brutal Dark, an Ezra Kane mystery. But look at this. Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips. This duo is just killing it, man. We got Jars. Jars saying he loves the cover. I'm assuming you mean the cover for End of Life. Yeah, dude. Absolutely. I'm digging that. That's gonna be pretty cool. The Perils of the Brutal Dark, though, Chris Condon, Jacob Phillips. So those that don't know, Jacob Phillips is Sean Phillips' son. So he's typically coloring for his dad's work, but he's been doing a lot of creator-owned stuff with Chris Condon. So they did the Enfield Gang Massacres. If you're into westerns, check that out. They also did That Texas Blood, which is like a murder mystery type of thing, like a detective sort of story. But yeah, dude, excellent stuff. Chris Condon, Jacob Phillips doing a DC Vertigo title. That's pretty sick, dude. So excited about that. What else we got? We got 100 Bullets coming back. Brian Azzarello, Eduardo Riso. I've never read 100 Bullets, so this is the one out of the bunch that I'm not probably going to pick up just because I haven't read 100 Bullets. I know that it's really good. I got to check it out. Moving right along. Rom V. Mike Perkins, dude. Love seeing Rom V getting a Vertigo title. So sick. Mike Perkins, great partner to be working on that with on the art side. Black Tower, The Raven Conspiracy. It's described as a contemporary spy thriller. That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. So I'm into that. The Black Tower, The Raven Conspiracy. That should be really fun. Moving right along. Tom Taylor and Derek Robertson. This is going to be. Oh, okay. So it says here Bleeding Hearts is going to be a zombie title. So that's pretty cool. That series from above that I was talking about. That's the one with, let me see. Bleeding Hearts. Yeah, that's the Dennis Camp and Stepan Morian one. So that's cool. But in terms of this one's got zombies, but I think it also has dinosaurs. So not on the cover here, but I think that Tom Taylor, Derek Robertson are doing a zombie dinosaur title, and that's what Necretaceous. We also have a series called Fanatic by Grace Ellis and Hannah Templar. I'm not sure about those creators. No idea. So if anybody knows, definitely let me know. But yeah, Fanatic, that's coming. We have a Walking Shadow, Cy Spurrier and Aaron Campbell. This is six. I know that those two they work together quite often, but they described Walking Shadow with a Macbeth quote. He said Stephen King loved the twist. So yeah, that sounds pretty cool. It looks like a horror series. Actually, I heard the description for this one. It's like a bunch of people are like they awaken and they're tied to this like boat thing in the middle of a forest. Like they're stuck. They're like shackled to it or something like that. like a horror story? No idea, man, but with Cy Spurrier, Aaron Campbell, that sounds pretty good. The Crying Doll by Mariko Tamaki and Rosemary Valerio O'Connell. I'm not sure about those 2. I know Mariko Tamaki's a really well-accomplished writer. I'm not sure about the artist on that one, so we'll have to see. And DC okay, so new DC Black Label series about Swamp Thing. That's pretty cool. But yeah, that's the, DC Vertigo news, dude, so that should be pretty interesting. Let's see what else we got. Oh, this one we can get through real quick. So it looks like Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen are teaming up again for another series called Crowbound. Gonna be a blood-soaked dark fantasy revenge epic. That sounds crazy. I love Jeff Lemire, Dustin Nguyen. Obviously, the Descender series, if you guys haven't read that, I've been reading Descender Deluxe Edition number 1 and 2. I gotta read Ascender. Wait, let's see if you can see it. Right here? Yeah, so Ascender, that's up next. I will be getting into that, but this duo works together all the time. They did the Robin and Batman series, and then the follow-up, Robin and Batman Jason Todd. They also did that one as well, dude. So also, what was that zombie one? Little Monsters? Little Monsters, I think they also did. So yeah, no strangers to working together. We're excited about Crowbound when that comes in 2026. I love this duo always working together. Let's talk about some Marvel stuff, okay? So apparently the Ultimate Universe is gonna end. Like, this is a real life thing. They're not gonna keep it going. Unlike the Absolute Universe that's seeing a lot of success, they're just gonna keep it going. But the Ultimate Universe is actually gonna end for real this time. So the final issues of the Ultimate Universe is revealed. It's gonna be Ultimate Spider-Man number 24. That seems like it's gonna end it. We got Playboy. Playboy says, I really dig Mariko Tamaki. Highly recommend her and her sister's graphic novel this one summer. I know that her Mariko Tamaki works a lot with her sister. That sounds pretty good. I'm gonna write that down. But yeah, so apparently the Marvel Universe is actually gonna end. How are we feeling about that, dude? So it's gonna end with Ultimate Spider-Man number 24, Ultimate Black Panther 24, Ultimate X-Men number 24. They're all ending at 24. Yeah, Ultimate Endgame is gonna be a 5-issue crossover starting in December that pulls every thread together for a final clash. We got Jars. He's saying he's sad it's ending. I'm a little sad it's ending too. That's gonna be a lot less Marvel series on my pull list, that's for sure. I've been reading a ton of the Ultimate Universe. So yeah, this is it, guys. The Ultimate Universe is ending for real this time. I thought that was pretty interesting. I think we have another Marvel news. Let me see. Let me see. I think it was something to do with something with Iron Man. Let me see if I can pull it up. So seems like the new Iron Man series is going to be starting up. We just talked about the Ultimate Endgame. It's new Iron Man ongoing. Here we go. January 2026. So really, really soon, we got Williamson. Joshua Williamson is coming over to do the Iron Man series from Marvel Comics. Now, this is interesting because Williamson is pretty busy right now, doing a ton of stuff over at DC. Obviously, he's doing the Superman series. There's rumblings that he's going to be doing a Legion of Superhero series as well. He's also doing a lot of the event stuff. And then Williamson is also doing G.I. Joe, right? So he's over there at Skybound Image over the Energon Universe. So he's been real busy, but he's doing some Marvel series too. Let's see. So LD Wild Willing, he's probably talking about the end game, the Marvel Universe, the Ultimate Universe ending. It's gonna help his pull list budget. I feel that, dude. I feel that. It's hard keeping that thing under control. I gotta go through. Maybe next week or the week after, we can go through the pull list on this stream too. I think that could be kind of fun for New Comic Book Weekly. Every single Monday around 4 o'clock, guys. We're gonna try it. We're gonna see how long we can do weekly. The only thing, let's see what Jar says. He says, the only thing getting as good as for my wallet. Yep, exactly, dude. How are we feeling about this Iron Man series? Because I started the one, I forgot who was even writing it, but he was like a journalist or something. He was coming in writing Iron Man. I picked up issue 1. I didn't like it too much. So with Joshua Williamson coming in, that could be interesting. I just don't know if I'm that into Iron Man, dude. Who's excited about Iron Man? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, dude. And then I know that Infernal Hulk is starting up again. This is like a sort of mini relaunch for the Hulk series that Philip Kennedy Johnson has been writing for a really long time. Kind of like how they're doing Mortal Thor, so like kind of a relaunch for Al Ewing's The Immortal Thor to Mortal Thor, kind of like the Fantastic Four, how Ryan North relaunched it as well a little bit. So yeah, dude, that's look forward to that. Let's see what else we got here for news. New York Comic Con news. Oh, this one we can get through quick too. Worlds collide. Swamp Thing is killing the children. Is DC and coming face to face with Erica Slaughter. This like blew my mind. I didn't even know this was possible, dude. With and we'll talk about some other crossovers too. I think I have it here. But DC's crossing over with a ton of different stuff, crossing over with Boom Studios, but something is killing the children. What? Crazy, dude. So it's gonna be Werther Dell'Edera and James Tynion the Fourth. Oh, it's a one-shot special. Okay, that makes sense. That's pretty interesting, dude. It's a little one-shot special. It's gonna be coming out of DC Black Label, I think. So yeah, man. This like opens up the door. Like, what other stuff can DC cross over with? I have no idea, dude. Backing it up a little bit. Jar says he started reading comics about a year ago, have not read an ongoing Iron Man, so I'll pick up the first couple and see if it's good. That's kind of how I feel about it, right? With Joshua Williamson, it's probably going to be pretty decent with that Iron Man series. LD, while Willing is feeling the same way, dude, I'll probably give Iron Man a chance because of Williamson. There you go, dude. Playboy says kind of the same thing. I've never read any Iron Man, to be honest, but it looks like a good entry point. That's what I was hoping for with this last one. I don't know if you guys remember the cover. It was Iron Man with like a giant sword, and everybody's like, "Oh, this could be sick." But I haven't heard anything good things about it. This crossover will be sick. So talking about Swamp Thing and something is killing the children. What else can DC cross over with, man? That's crazy. That's crazy stuff. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, this one, yes. Keeping up with the theme of the crossovers. Like I was saying, did you guys hear about this? So the DCKO event that's going on right now, right? DCKO crossing over with Vampirella, crossing over with Homelander from Dynamite, right over like the boys. Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. I'm not even sure who this is. He seems cool though with the sword. And then who is that at the top? Like Carrie or something? Like one of those doll scary movies. And then we got Samantha from Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. So, guys, what is going on here with DCKO? All sorts of stuff crossing over into DCKO. Makes no sense to me. I have no idea how this is going to work. This was at the Jim Lee and Friends panel. And obviously, Beneath the Trees just won the Harvey Award at New York Comic Con. So Patrick Horvath, he's just doing a celebration tour right now, man. So yeah, dude, DCKO over this crossover. They did the initial that's Sub-Zero, Homelander, the boy. So it's Annabelle, the cursed doll. Just insane stuff, man. So yeah, dude, it seems like a joke. Apparently, it's not a joke. So we'll have to stay tuned for that. I have no idea. Got Playboy says, "Whoa, what?" Yeah. When I saw this picture, I thought this picture was like a fake leak, like someone trying to like do fake news type of thing, right? But apparently it's real, man. So no idea about that. Moving right along. Let's see what we got. See what we got. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. We've got it's going to start off with Greg Rucka, and he's doing a Batwoman series, but then it's going to start talking about a bunch of other DC series that are coming down the pipe next year. So we got Greg Rucka is returning to Batwoman after 17 years. The next kind of initiative over at DC is called DC's Next Level. So right after DCKO, instead of DC All In, it's DC Next Level, I guess. So yeah, that's what they're talking about. We've got, this is the beginning, this one here, okay? So we've got some of the series that are coming, and then we've got some of the creators that are attached, but it's kind of like a up in the air who's doing what at the moment, right? So we've got a Batwoman series that we know Greg Rucka's doing with Denis on the art, and that's actually, I got the artist's other work right here. So the artist for the not ongoing, the miniseries, but the Invisible Man series, you guys see Denis. So this is the current artist doing this series, is also going to be doing Batwoman. So that sounds pretty cool. Deathstroke the Terminator. So Deathstroke's coming back with his own series. Firestorm the Nuclear Man. I don't know a damn thing about Firestorm besides whenever he would appear in the Flash CW show. That's about it. I know there's a lot of love for this character. Was that even Firestorm? No, that was Firestorm, right? I forget now. And then we get a Shadow of the Bat series. Batman getting another ongoing. He's already got Detective. He's already got his main series. They're giving him Shadow of the Bat again. Zatanna, Lobo, the Demon, and Barbara Gordon Breakout. And then it says and more. So this isn't even it. So interesting to see who DC is picking to get a series, right? Batwoman, Deathstroke, Firestorm. These are some deep cuts. The Demon. I mean, that's crazy, right? Some of the creators attached. I think that it was announced that Scotty Young and Jorge Corona, two that work together a lot, they're doing the Lobo series. So we have that to look forward to. Matt Hollingsworth is going to be the colorist for the Batwoman series. And I don't know if we know any of the other team ups. We might on a different article. But yeah, so that's I don't know, which series are you guys excited for out of this bunch? I know, like I was saying, Firestorm gets a lot of love. The Demon, Etrigan, I don't know too much about him. I don't know. Out of these, probably Batwoman and Zatanna are the most interesting to me. I gotta assume that from this list, you gotta assume Mariko Tamaki's doing Zatanna, right? After Zatanna bring down the house, I think that would be maybe that's too obvious of a guess, but that would be my guess. Jeff Lemire? I have no idea where Jeff Lemire could be going with this. Some people were saying he might be doing Deathstroke. Yeah, I have no idea. You see Joshua Williamson down there doing another series, which I think that when they say Joshua Williamson, that might be dealing with the Legion of Superheroes, unless he's doing another thing for one of the logos up here. But anyways, dude. So yeah, look forward to DC Next Level, and we'll keep it moving, dude. Got 4 more news items here. Stay in the realm of DC. Okay, so we got word that they're doing an Absolute Catwoman series. That should be pretty fun, guys. All right. And then they're also doing Sirens Love Hurts. So this is going to be, I think, an ongoing. Let me see. Writer Teeny Howard and artist Babs Tarr will team up. Oh, it's a DC Black Label series. Okay, so it'll probably be like 4 issues or something like that. It's going to be called Sirens Love Hurts. Sex and the City meets Gotham's most infamous women. That sounds pretty cool, man. Playboy says he feels like Mariko would kill it with Zatanna. I gotta think that that's what they picked her for, because Jamal Campbell's series got, it was only supposed to be 5 issues or whatever. Zatanna is one of those characters that should have a series, so I feel like Mariko could be the pick for that. But yeah, Sirens Love Hurts, and I'm thinking, is this why they canceled Kelly Thompson's Gotham City, or not? No, that was Birds of Prey. So never mind. This is Sirens, different. Forget I said that. But yeah, Absolute Catwoman though, coming down here. That should be pretty cool. Absolute Catwoman. I think a little bit of a mini series there, with Che Grayson joining Scott Snyder, and then Bengal on the art. You don't know Bengal? Bengal is a really cool artist that works with Rick Remender quite often. So yeah, dude, that should be pretty cool. The Absolute Catwoman. Okay, so this is the art for the Vertigo series. So even though we already talked about the Vertigo, we can scroll through and maybe look at some of the covers. Yeah, so 100 Bullets, Walking Shadow, Black Tower, Bleeding Hearts, which we know is a zombie series. Yeah, dude, I'm excited for. I'm probably gonna be getting like 6 out of 10 of these Vertigo, like on site. Like Nice House by the Sea for sure. The Tom Taylor one, that's the zombie dinosaur. That seems pretty cool. Brutal Dark, I'll be getting for sure because Jacob Phillips and Chris Condon. End of Life for sure. A Walking Shadow, Black Tower, and Bleeding Hearts. Yeah, so I'm literally getting like 7 out of 10 of these. Anyways, dude, moving along. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, I think that's it actually. Oh, we got one more. We got one more. It's all about the Energon Universe. So at the Energon Universe panel, let's take a look at what they announced. A new era for the Energon Universe. From Robert Kirkman, Joshua Williamson, Dan Mora was there. There's going to be the Dreadnought War in G.I. Joe number 13, so a new kind of arc. So that should be pretty interesting. Like I was saying, I love the G.I. Joe stuff so far. My favorite out of the Energon universe, probably. It also looks like the Void Rivals is going to be getting another storyline called the Quintessence War. I dropped off of Void Rivals a little bit because I think it's like free with my library and stuff like that. But I was probably gonna start getting it in trades to catch up with it, or to have it collected. But I dropped off the single issues for sure. And yeah, so look forward to all that coming in the Energon universe. But I think that that kind of wraps up what I wanted to talk about from New York Comic Con. So if you guys, let's see, Jays was saying, yeah, the Energon announcements were cool. Yeah, pretty cool stuff if you're into the Energon. Did we know that Mask was also part of the Energon universe? Is that new? Was that announced recently? I'm not even sure. But yeah, it looks like Mask, which is the acronym MASK, the old property from back in the day, is also in the Energon universe. That was news to me, but maybe that's not news to people that have been keeping up a little closer. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about for New York Comic Con. I like talking about the news stuff. Yeah, so New York Comic Con.